Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I begin with the name of God, the Merciful, the Always Merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, those Muslims in the room. This is, by the way, the form of greeting that Jesus used. Peace be upon him. May peace be upon all of you. And with you. This is a beautiful way of recollecting all that we need to remember. That the majority of us are people that believe in peace. When people say there is this and that wrong, I say, how much do you actually know? What did you last do to find out? I've been a surgeon for 40 years, so I realized much later in my life that cutting out bad things is not always the answer. Preventing them from getting bad to begin with is better. I heard so much about the COVID vaccine. I'm not here to promote it or against it, not at all. I said, if you think 0.5 mils of a solution will save you and you've lived a horrible life, meaning you don't rest well, you don't eat well, you don't speak well, you don't walk well, how are you expecting 0.5 mils of a solution to fix your life? It makes no sense at all. We should never stop to think, which is what's encouraged in all of this. All of us are intelligent, I think most of us are adult human beings. We have the ability to see the fiction from the facts. It's not that hard. What we need to do is to make sure that this dialogue is being done in a civilized manner. And I'll tell you something. When I first went to the United Kingdom, I still vividly remember in the middle of the night, an emergency room setting where a drunk person who was very badly injured in a fight told me that I should go home. I said, I'd be happy to. It's a joke, relax. I said, I'd be happy to, except you will die if I leave. So please recognize your priorities. I think you're getting it mixed up. I'm the only doctor in the house. My point is what? Many times people don't know you. Before they start to think of you, they start to think about what they think who you are. We are somehow, I think, better made as human beings to put people in boxes. Oh, he is Pakistani. Oh, he is Canadian. Oh, he is this. I hear this all the time. And I say to people, look, I came to this country because I love being in places where people are willing to listen to others, which is what I couldn't do where I came from. I also came for a better life, no question about it. But I didn't ever expect that this better life would be here already. I expected to make it. And that is why, although I'm saddened, disappointed, all of that, but I'm also very enlightened by the fact that there are dozens and dozens of people in this room who clearly have a very different agenda. I'm so happy my wife is clapping. That's not common. I don't know if she feels like everybody is, so she kind of has to be. Only kidding, only kidding. We were always told if you don't want to eat in that house, then say things about your wife. Otherwise, just be quiet and be happy that you are where you are. So coming back to what I was saying. So I've experienced that racism, but I also realized that's not from knowledge. That is from ignorance. So we used to have, still do, dialogues with people which said, don't hate, debate, talk, exchange ideas. We can't agree with everyone and everybody. We can't. Sometimes, in fact, not sometimes, a lot of the time, we can't agree with our own wives who've been with us for 40 years. I don't know if any of you read some of the marriage literature. I'm also somebody who does something on the side called marriage counseling. There is two people who are very well known in the Western world, particularly in the United States. They're called John and Julie Gottman. Who've heard of them? Anybody heard of them? One person has. They run what are called marriage marriage labs. I wondered when I first heard about what is a marriage lab? They actually get couples to be in a kind of a living accommodation for about 2 days or 3 days, I forget which one. And they can tell by the 44 different parameters that they check, are they going to last this marriage or not? This is how finely honed they are. The reason I'm telling you this is we can tell that the atmosphere, the problems we are seeing, a lot of are because I don't think me as a Muslim, we have really talked to our non-Muslim neighbors enough. I believe that is a part of all of this. I met Bridget through, as she mentioned, one of our fests, the fests where we invited people, because I believe one thing very strongly, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. If you want to attract people, you have to feed them. You have to feed them good food, and you have to feed them a lot of good food. And I think those things have been forgotten. This is the tradition of every religious tradition that I know of. Breaking bread, sitting together, smiling, recognizing we are not all the same. Brother Qazi earlier mentioned a verse of the Quran which says, we didn't create you to hate each other. We created you so that you could get to know each other. So that means we all have an immense potential of getting to know each other. I want you all please to make a mental note of August 29th. August 29th, we have our third open house in the Islamic Centre of Bowmanville, which is on Division Street. You may or may not know this, but we make an effort every year to invite our neighbors, our co-workers, and people that live around us. We have the Chartwell elderly home right behind us. We met so many beautiful neighbors because we invite people and we get a chance to sit with them. I think this is what needs to happen more often. I don't think that this is something you can fix. Sergeant Sean, something very beautiful. He described the technicalities of things. I described the personalities of things. Say, if a couple is going through difficulty and they're quoting the law, I always tell them, you're already on a very losing wicket. You need to be forgiving more than remembering. You need to forget things. I always remind myself, God is giver and forgiver. We are getters and forgetters. I'll say it again. God gives and forgives. We get and forget. That applies to marriage as well. That applies to every relationship. I can tell you the street where I live, I used to wonder why people go south in the winter. I thought you guys were in sickness and in health. What's this? You don't like this country in the winter? That's cut and paste in my language. You can't take up this part of this country and no, we adopt all of it. And we accept our responsibility and take responsibility to try and fix what we think is wrong. And yes, we talk, absolutely. We talk and we accept that we are not going to agree on everything. But talking is better than posting. I can't thank Bridget enough for what she has done, just so that you know. She's my neighbor. I met a lot of my neighbors, not through knocking doors, not through promoting anything, but just by walking in the street with my elderly mother. My elderly mother and me were a strange sight to people. What is going on? Who are these two people? Are they abandoned by their family? This is what happened, right? Two elderly people walking. What are they doing in the street? Are they lost? I mean, it's possible. Dementia is on the rise. Okay. But people also notice there is something unusual about these two. And so my neighbors, one after the other, got to know me. And yes, I did operate on some of my neighbors, not through choice. What do you do if your neighbor says, Dr. Rashid, I'm having a terrible gallbladder attack, and the surgical waiting list is 6 months long? I said, let's go. Because I believe this is my duty, as a duty doctor, but also as a neighbor. Why not? Why not make friends with people? You have the opportunity. All of us have the opportunity. My wife grows beautiful vegetables. Sharing with your neighbors. Telling them that you want to share what you have because you live in the same neighborhood. So on and so on. And I think there's so many opportunities. I just hope that because of what has happened, we will do more of these. we will meet more neighbors, we'll smile more at people, we'll welcome people. There are sometimes total strangers that are, we have people that move in, we make an effort, I make an effort to go and give them a small gift. And that's what I hope we will continue to do, so we can be preventers, not cutterers. People that are talkers, not posters. Thank you all so much.